The final battle approaches. The lands are full of whispers of the dead creeping back into the light, of White Walkers, of wildlings, and of dragons. Those were the least of the worries here, beneath the shadows of the dreadful. An eerie quiet had fallen the past few days, the distant screams from the towers now quiet. Only sounds that disrupted the weak moans within these walls were the occasional snarls of Ramsay's hounds. It had been days since a guard had been to check on them. At first they were thankful to avoid what was always ended in abuse. Fear had replaced that thankfulness, fear that the quiet fort was now abandoned, along with them. Windows sealed shut, they huddled as much as their chains allowed in the quiet, stifling darkness, chained, starving, dying. Then, hooves, slow plodding hooves of a horse. The blackness erupted in screams, so many more than any of them had realized. Shh, a weak voice pleaded.
Is there a rider? Did he hear us?
The quiet rushed back in as every ear strained, hoping to hear any.
Are you there?
An old voice asked. Again the room erupted, what energy left, exhausted in cheers.
Let me see what I can do about that.
Cheers again, hope of freedom outweighing the fear of who may be outside the door. Suddenly, a crashing light. Blinding light engulfed them as the door tied to the horse was torn from its hinges. As they blinked and waited for their vision to return to their eyes, they heard the sound of metal on metal. And one by one, they were free. People poured out of their prison, running away in all directions. Slowly, though, 4 groups were forming around their savior. An old man, a farmer who had heard some disturbing news. A battle was coming for the Iron Islands, but there were rumors of treachery, betrayal, and traps. The fact the old farmer knew little more than that made the news more terrifying. Who laid the traps? Who was to be betrayed? The 4 groups that were being formed became more evident. The prisoners began to find others from their own house. A group from a House Stark, a group from the House Lannister, from House Tyrell, and lastly what appeared to be the loyalists to the once powerful House Targaryen. The groups began to distance themselves from the others. Was it their house being betrayed? Was it the house of the one of the others conspiring in their treachery? Each group quickly came to the same decision. They must reach the Iron Islands first, to warn the people of the risk. Ideas flew throughout the groups of how to accomplish this. As each of the groups raced off, increasing the distance between them, they each came to the same conclusion. One of them must lead their team in this quest to protect their house. A leader must be chosen.